and Ayoub Zakari here at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester. The 7th outing for William Crolla. Like I say, 5 stoppages in a row, and Pat, he's someone you know, someone you used to work with, you told me, on the scaffold site.
Yeah, I used to work with Will. He's a strong lad. He's come out as a southpaw and he's just changed now. And he's big and strong at the weight, so we'll see some explosive shots. He's nice and patient at the moment.
I used to box with a scaffolder called Mervyn Bennett, and he hit me so hard in sparring with a left hook, I thought I swallowed my tongue. Scaffolders are the strongest people on the planet.
I would agree with you there. There was a guy I know, really good friend of mine, Luke Chandler, and he's a scaffolder, and he's probably the hardest that I've been punched. Yeah. Honestly, a unit. But
it's because you use your back, doesn't it? It's all the power's in the back of your body.
A nice positive start, and this is what we're getting used to from William Crolla. Fast, sharp starts, lots of switching, as you said, Pat, from orthodox to southpaw. Very subtle the way he does it.
Yeah, it is very subtle. You know, good shot there right up from Will. He's just taking his time at the moment. You know, his opponent's got a nice tight guard as well as Will, but Will's the one who's slipping through at the moment with some tidy hooks.
Yeah, in 13 fights, sorry, Barry, never been stopped, Zakari. He understands this is a step up and he's in with a tough opponent, so I think he's fully aware that this may go rounds and could even go the distance.
Yeah, but I think he's 26, even though he's still early in his career, he's maturing now as a man. And I think he believes in himself more now. I think he knows what he is, Crolla. He knows he can bang. He knows he's physically strong. So rather than try and... You want every boxer to box, but he realises, actually, I can be a bully when I box here now. I can walk him down. I have that physical presence. I am a big shadow when I box people. And I do hit hard enough, to back him up.
Yeah, really changed and turned his life around. William Crolla was getting up to no good, as he would put it himself, and always felt there was a career in boxing for him, but he's knuckled down, he's worked hard, and you know, you talk about improving fighters, he's certainly one of them. He did impress in his debut, but the way he has marched forward and got rid of his opponents.
And the thing
so
is,
impressive,
what Will's doing, you know, is always in that distance where his opponent's engaged mentally. So even though he's not throwing loads of shots, he's mentally draining his opponent by his presence, and that's what's so lovely to watch at the moment this round. Great shot.
Oh, he's hurt. That's a high left through the legs of Zakari. All over the place. The corner have jumped up. Referee Mark Lyson called a halt to this contest. Another stoppage against a tough game, durable opponent, but not in front of this man, William Crolla. He cannot stop putting them away, Barry.
Oh, full of it. I tell you what, he hit him on the temple there. You see the legs betray his opponent there. He was all over the place. But we talk about acceleration and pace all the time. How he reacted when he hit him on the top of the head, the follow-up, he was on him like a flash.
Yeah, he was on him like a flash, and it's them hooks, you know, really powerful, and he was so patient that round as well. He wasn't even looking for it, and he just came. He's got dynamite in his hands, William Crolla.
He really has. He's, you know, punches so hard, but as you said, Barry, that desire to close the show once he's hurt his opponent,
right on the temple, right on the temple, that is. And Zakari, he can't get his legs together. He's okay, but his legs are all over the place, and we've all seen that happen to fighters in the past. But look at Crolla jump all over him there. Even though his slow motion looks like he's a little bit messy, he was actually well controlled in his follow-up attack. Again, we talk about fight. We've said it a few times tonight. You know, having the patience and not rushing your work, but getting people out there early is a sign of a quality fighter.
Like I say,
Crolla believes in himself. He knows what he is now. He's an aggressive. He's a boxer. He's a box fighter. He's aggressive. He's strong, and he knows it now.
Very, very impressive. Like I say, I think he believed he could be the first to stop Ayoub, but I don't think he even believed it would be that early. You can see what it means to him. His brother would be thrilled with his performance there. Obviously working wonders. He's developing very, very well, taking all the advice that the former world champion Hank Crolla has to offer, and he just seems that he's built for this.
Yeah, he's definitely built for it, and that's like he says when he was out of the sport, he had a horrible feeling when he was watching boxing, you know, in the pubs or whether he was at home, and he knew deep down this is where he belongs.
Yeah, brilliant performance from William Crolla. Let's hand over to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Lyson calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes, 43 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, William Crolla.
Yeah, a very, very impressive performance from William Crolla. Moves to 7-0, 6 by stoppage. And again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I am. The rate of improvement of this man is so impressive, and you'd have to say the future, and certainly 2025, looks very, very bright. Well, we're going to hear from the victor, William Crolla. I can see promoter Eddie Hearn, brother and trainer and Crolla there. So let's hand over to Jamie and get a word from the victor.
Will Crolla, congratulations, 7-0, 6 knockouts. Listen, you said heading into this fight, we know Zakari had never been stopped. You wanted to be the first to do that. Do you feel you've made a bit of a statement in this ring tonight?
Listen, I'm absolutely flying. I'm absolutely flying. I'm improving every fight. And I said it in an interview on I've got world-class power. I just clipped him then, he done a funny dance and I finished him, but if my second name weren't Crolla, there'd be a massive hype about me either way. But I'm from this city, the name's already around here. I'm next up from this city. I'm one of the top bills here, and I tell you that now.
You know, Zakari had a win over Bilal Fawaz, who had a good fight recently with Junaid Bostan, so the comparisons will be made there. But just talk us through the mindset each time you step through these ropes, Will.
Of course, I'm just on my own journey, though. Like, when I get to the domestic level, no one's moving me, but I'm on my own journey for now, focusing, improving every week in the gym with Anthony in the team. And when I arrive, like I say, it's going to take an absolute lump hammer to move me, because I'm going nowhere. I'm going through the domestic scene.
Like I say, that's 6 knockouts from 7. We talked to Eddie about this and we talked to Crolla, but you really believe, you talk about world-class power. Do you believe we're all starting to really believe into that now with what we're seeing?
Well, you saw it there. He's never been stopped. He beat a lad who's boxed for an English title. The lads he's been in with have over 100 amateur fights on the international scene. He took rounds off them all. I've just smoked him in a round, then I made like work of him, and trust me, I'm going up.
In terms of the level then, what do you feel ready for now? We know your next fight's going to be an 8-rounder. How do you feel this year can look for Will Crolla?
Next year, titles, 100%. This year, like you say, another step up again. That was a good step up there. Even Ed will tell you, he didn't think it was going to go out. I heard him speaking yesterday, but I said to Ant, I heard what he said. He said the hype's really behind the power. And I said to him, I'm going to stop him, just make him, to make him say them words again. And this year for me, just a lot of improvements, a lot more step-ups, and they're all getting it.
You say there, like, about predictions and stuff. If there is any doubt, Will, how much does that motivate you to come in here and do a job like that?
What, from people?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I love it. I love the fat people and think I make it my second name. I enjoy it, but if they take that leg up onto the horse, I've just rolled the horse like mad. I've Ruby Walshed it, so yeah.
Well, let's bring in a man who's a massive fan of yours, by the way. That's promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, immediately your verdict on that.
Yeah, he's quite scary, really. I mean, like, it's just the sort of 15 seconds after he wins. He screams around the ring, he comes over, he starts staring at me. And I mean, he's very different to his brother Anthony in many ways. I mean, firstly, the punch power is quite slightly different, Anthony. I mean, we are talking about a world champion here, but he's got a nasty streak in him. You know, he has a little moan up now and again. He's on too early, wants more money, wants more social media posts. I don't mind, I like that, because it translates in the ring, and he's performing every time in the ring. It's all right blowing over, like, journeymen who shouldn't be in the ring. That was a real step up against someone that's beaten Bilal Fawaz, that's really durable. We picked him because we were very, very sure he would give him 8 good rounds, or certainly take him deep. He's just destroyed him in a round. So, world-class power, yeah, that will yet be seen. But certainly, freakish power, I think, freakish power. And I actually don't want him to go too slow. It's difficult because he hasn't done the rounds. Luckily, he's back out on March 28th in Altrincham with Pat Brown and everyone. That's really good news, because after a round, you know, in the ring, great to get straight back out again. But honestly, like, English title level now, I really wouldn't hold him back too much, because with that kind of power, you're going to be going through that level, and he's improving. It was nice the way he just took his time in there. The rhythm was good. He wasn't loading up too much early. It's just timing. And now it's starting to get really exciting now, really interesting and really serious. You know, talking about a real, potentially world-class prospect. Certainly one that should be winning English and British titles. We didn't really think that at the start either, but, you know, it's up to the team. But I wouldn't hold one more on March 28th. I really wouldn't hold him back that much. You know, if he's got that kind of power and that kind of ability, let's start having those English eliminators, Central Area titles. He's going to be beating those guys, but somehow we've got to find someone on March 28th that can do rounds with him. And it's not easy.
I know you're looking to make that English title rematch between Junaid Bostan and Belal Fawaz, but you believe that could be, he could fight the winner?
In time, yeah, look, Junaid and Belal have got a lot of experience. You know, Junaid's boxed all around the world. He's an excellent fighter. Those two will rematch. That's a fight for him in 3-4 fights' time. But somehow we need to get the rounds. But when you've got the power, it's the ultimate equaliser. And everybody loves to watch it. There's nothing like watching a fighter with great power. And I know the comparisons are sometimes a little bit, you know, for me, a lot of hype, is Gennady Golovkin. Right? The way that he throws his shots. Yeah, but I see you turning your knuckles over on the... You know exactly where you're hitting around the face.
Compliment.
You know, Gennady Golovkin
the Boston Golovkin,
I mean, the Manchester Golovkin. Whatever, I don't care. But he's knocking people out, and we love to see it. But the way he's throwing his shots and the spite that he has, I love to see it. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with him. And I think he's going to put the fear up the 154-pound division, maybe even move... I don't know, look, he's a big lump. And he can punch, exciting. And he's got a load of supporters that give me a load of stick out the back. You know, and the whole of Manchester's behind him, and you should be. Great family, great fighter.
English title then. Will, you hear what he says there, 3 or 4 fights, but do you feel ready now?
I'll fight anyone. I'm pretty gamey, I'm not going to lie, I'll jump in there with anyone, but yeah, 3, 4, 5 times, get the learning fights through, and yeah, man, I'll fight anyone.
Just before we do let you go, a quick word. Been asked to bring in Mr. Anthony Crolla, and big smile for you. What did you make of that, and what are you making each time you see your little brother Will in the ring?
No, I think each time we see him is improving, and before I went out I said, you know, don't be getting drunk on your power, please go about your work like a top class prospect should go about his work, and that's what I believe he done tonight. And the following's growing and growing, and March and Altrincham, hopefully they can all come along again, get behind him, and he's worked so hard, and there's a great team, some of the lads ringside, the sparring he gets in house, it's bringing him on all the time, and yeah, this hype train, I might have to get on it as well.
Well, just finally, we see the end product, of course, in the ring, but what impresses you about the attitude you just talked about there?
He lives it now, you know, there's a time not too long ago he certainly wasn't, and then he got back into boxing, and he's changed his whole lifestyle, and he's around quality lads in the gym who are bringing the best out of him, and they're all pushing each other on, and I love that competition, and that's bringing him on, and he's going to keep on improving.
Well, final one before we see you, of course, March 28th. In Altrincham, for all who came out to support you tonight, what do you want to say to them?
Oh no, massive thank you, and please come out again, and I'll try and do the same again, but if not, you'll be in for a treat, because I'm all action.
Well, from one Crolla to another, the hype train starting to get a little bit real, it seems here. Will Crolla, congratulations and well done.
Yeah, the hype train indeed is really starting to gather momentum. Pat the Manchester Golovkin.
Yeah, he punches hard, Will, and you see it on the shot there on the replay. You know, he really turned his wrist over and chopped down with them knuckles. And yeah, like Barry said, he didn't give no time to waste. You know, he